Publicist, and I'm chilling with Lush Radio Online. Make sure y'all check it out. That's where everything's happening at.
Hey, it's your girl Lushylush, and we're live in the building at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Los Angeles, California. And right now I'm sitting here with the beautiful, I call her the super duper PR, the one and only Miss Mocca, live in the building with us, girl.
Hey, what's going on?
She acting shy, but she knows she ain't shy.
I'm really not shy, but it's so awkward when I'm on this end of the camera.
Yeah, because you're always behind the scenes a lot.
Yeah.
You know. And being a PR, I've also done PR before, and it's a hard job, you know. And you don't always get the recognition as the person that actually you do all the behind the scenes work for a lot of these major artists and stuff. You're the one that it all comes down on at the end of the day. Yeah. Is everything moved this way? Is this done? You know, you're the check-in person. It's a lot of pressure. How do you handle that?
I just try to stay level-headed. I pray a lot. You know, I sit and I think a lot when I'm by myself. Because when I'm doing PR and I'm out, you know, in the industry doing things, I'm one person. When I come home, I'm back to, you know, Terrell. And that's pretty much it. And I keep myself grounded, talking to my family and my friends, you know, all the time. And consulting with other PR, like my girlfriend Giovanna and Stephanie from Carnegie. Those are my PR sisters. Like, we talk all the time. So we bounce, you know, situations off of each other. And a lot of things that they've already been through, we're going through alike. You know, we get to feed off each other's energy and bring ourselves back down to a good place. You know, they saved a lot of heads from women. I can tell you that.
What inspired you to become a publicist?
What's so funny, it's like it kind of fell into my lap.
Is that what you initially came in as an industry?
No, I didn't come in as a publicist. I was always doing public relations work, it seems like.
Oh, okay.
But I was not a publicist. I came in doing event planning and media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been doing like event planning since I was a young girl. I've always did, and I came up in a family that's, you know, tied into the industry, so I've come up in the industry. But I never really talk about that because I kind of built my brand on my own. I didn't use any of that. And I was doing events and weddings and planning, and in the midst of doing those things, I was connecting people, and you know, and I was meeting a lot of people. I was very good at meeting people and building relationships.
Yes.
You know, it's not like I
building
right. Just like the same way how I met you.
Yeah.
I don't like meet people and then it's kind of like, okay, I met them. Oh yeah, I met them before. I built relationships. So like, these people I hang with, these become my friends. So it, you know, it's a little different than the old-fashioned PR. You had all these contacts, and you don't really know them, but you could. I have really, you know, I'm very focused on relationships. I'm a very personable person, and it kind of ended up me just falling into the PR field. I'm self-taught.
Oh.
You know, I read a lot.
Okay.
I was doing media. I had a radio show, very popular radio show. And I was interviewing and talking to everybody. So that also gave me an edge with public relations. Because now I didn't have to go and make these contacts in the media. I already have. And we were already friends, so I didn't have to pitch like I would have if I hadn't had these contacts already. You know, so that made it a lot easier for me, and it was fun, and it's like I live and breathe, and I think about public relations all the time. I think about my clients all the time.
I have a question. Due to the ever-growing, you know, advanced expanding of social media now, how has that taken and elevated the platform of the public relations for you?
Well, social media has become a very intricate part of public relations, even though the cons first about the social media is it's allowing people to put titles on themselves without them having to actually do the work, and it gives people misconceptions about what any field is, and especially public relations, because you'll see people say such and such PR, such and such PR, because they're posting pictures on social media, and that's not public relations at all. That's a very small part. That's something we use for the promotional aspect, and it's fun and it's trendy, and this is what's happening, and it helps because you're reaching a wider platform of people than you back in the days before social media and the internet that you could reach. You know, you only could reach people you could really touch back then.
And you had to do a lot of legwork back then.
It was a lot of legwork. It's a lot. Or with public relations, you have to still do a lot of legwork, but the reach to get the information out now is so much wider. You can talk to somebody on the other side of the world now, you know, without having to send an email or go visit the office and things like that. So, but social media helps because it makes it fun. People want to hear it. People, they want to look on Instagram and see a picture and find out about events. You know, instead of them having to go check their email or having to have their email address.
Exactly, and it lessens the whole, you know, back in the day you had to have the flyer, print the flyer. Now you can flood the internet just one, you know, and just for free without going. It just cut a lot of costs.
It cuts a lot of costs, and it cuts a lot of you having to actually know and have met the person.
Exactly,
and get
the middleman is
right.
cut out.
Yeah, because I put a flyer and people respond that I've never even met before. Where before I couldn't get to this person unless I had the email address.
Exactly.
You know, and now you can put pictures and you can put sound. People love visual. People respond very well off of visual. You know, even though they respond well off of word of mouth, when they see it and they see us in the pictures with the celebrities, they see certain things that they're doing or the way the graphics look. You know, those things pull people into what you're doing.
And another question, as upcoming artists or artists that are out there, even if they're major, some advice of applying their social media in order to get out. Is there certain key points that they should use when they're utilizing social media?
Yeah, I say when you utilize social media, like some of the top ones, you got, you know, of course, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of those different outlets, YouTube. I always tell them, first of all, make sure you have all those different platforms because you'll have different audiences on each platform. You'll have some of the same, but you'll have different because some people might be more prone to use Facebook, like the person we met yesterday.
Yes.
You know, people use Instagram, so a lot of the older people don't use Instagram.
Exactly.
They know about Facebook, so just depending on your target audience, I would just say have all of the platforms, and to keep your name, your username, if you can't get an exact match on them, keep them very similar.
Exactly.
I hate for you to be Mocca over here, you MoccaStyles 2 over here, you MoccaStyles NYC, because now you do a show and you say follow me on Instagram at MoccaStyles, follow me on Twitter at MoccaStyles NYC, follow me on Facebook at MoccaStyles 123. No, who the hell is remembering all of this?
And remember, we have, and the thing that's funny is that we need to remember that everything is dumbed down for people. Their attention span is like this.
Exactly, you'll lose it just like that.
You know.
Yep, you'll lose it. They'll get it. They'll catch it just as quick, and you'll lose it faster than that.
Exactly.
You know, so it's a matter of being consistent. When you have your social media pages, be active.
Exactly. You can't have a dry page.
You cannot have a dry page because people will lose interest really quick, and unless they know that they're going to your page for a specific thing.
Exactly. And another thing is that even if you're not so-called working, even if you got batch throwback just that they don't know you like that, you throw it up. You got to show the people you're working at the end of the day. And another thing, you being a female in the industry, which was at one time was so male dominated, and still is, but we still kind of got our foot in a little bit more here in this new age. What do you feel is the hardest adversity that you face as a woman?
For me, it's sometimes with people that I don't really know yet. I wouldn't call it an adversity for me because I
you think it's a pet peeve of yours, I guess.
Yeah, a pet peeve of mine is here's the strange thing. It's not with the men. It's with other women.
Other females, okay.
Yeah, because I don't like I'm very friendly. You know, it's not that I don't flirt or play around, but there's a level of respect that you have to have for yourself in the industry that's male dominated.
Exactly.
Because especially with the music, a lot of things that's going on, you don't want everybody to think that you tricking what you're doing.
Exactly. And see, that's the hardest thing that you got to deal with because especially if you chick that and you done did everything out your pocket, you worked hard for it, you want people to respect you.
They would respect you as a business. I want you to respect me the same way you would respect Puffy or any male in the industry.
Yes.
Because I come right out the gate. You know, we could play around, we could joke around and everything, but they know they're gonna respect me. It ain't no not feeling my breath, you're not slapping me on the ass.
Yeah.
Ain't none of that happening.
Exactly.
You dealing with Mocca, you dealing with business. If I want you to slap me on my ass, I'll tell you.
Exactly.
You can touch this ass. I tell you to touch this. Other than that, I don't need you for that.
Exactly.
But and I work with a lot of men, a lot of big hip hop artists. You know, I've worked with a lot of, and none of them have ever, you know, stepped out. You know, not that it never happened before, but I would say 98%. I've never been, you know, disrespected like that. I've been flirted with a lot. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen, but it's not like,
I would flirt with you too if I see
you know, they know it's business, and they know about my business because I'm very persistent. I'm a hard worker. Everybody knows that I stand behind my clients 2,000%. You know, so it's a really good thing, and that's the kind of respect that I give myself, and that I show them that I want. You know, right off the back, and they respect it.
And one thing,
except for Jack Thriller.
I like that dude though.
That's my boo though. He's the only one that can get away with saying stuff that he says to me. You know, but me and him, we know what that is. You know what I'm saying? It's a joke thing. You know, we cool like that.
Like
but
he did an interview with my girl Lethal, right? That's my sister. He did one. He was saying some crazy stuff.
But that's his brand. So you know that's something you expect from him.
But he a cool dude.
My pink blush. One of my clients.
Definitely. And you know, one thing I really like about you is that, you know, your personality, you have a great spirit, you know.
Thank you.
And everything. And, you know, you're a very humble person because, you know, you got some PRs, they act real stuck up, you know, really snotty and stuff. But you have a very personable personality.
Thank you.
And, you know, besides, you know, you spoiled, you know what I'm saying? I call you the spoiled, right?
Yeah. I get that a lot. Am I spoiled? Oh my goodness.
But I love her though, you know what I'm saying? That's my boo. And you know, I just see nothing but good things coming for you.
Thank you.
And you just keep doing that because you know, women get catty out here. A lot of women are catty.
They are.
And it's hard, but when you find good people to associate yourself with, it's just a dip each other is always a good thing.
Yeah, and I'm all about that.
Definitely, and I'm definitely blessed. I was able to, and big shout out to my girl Tiana Smalls. We love you.
Yeah, we love you, Tiana. Tiana, boo.
Definitely, and I met her at Tiana's release. Actually, it's a fundraiser for her
Brooklyn Bread,
which is produced by Angelina Yee from the Breakfast Club.
That's one.
Yeah, that's one, and also directed by Mazio.
Directed by Mazio, who's also my client.
Yeah. Directed by Mazio, and which we gotta get Mazio on the show too.
We have to get Mazio on. We gotta get Babs on here. We gotta get Dylon. He's in it. You know, Dylon. Yes. Yeah, it's a lot going on with that. She picked the outstanding cast.
Yeah, definitely
for that project. So that's gonna be amazing. And I also just want to mention my clients.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, I don't do any interviews without being able to mention my clients. I have Chubb, you know, hip hop legend.
That's the
Chubb,
KeKe
Simpson, she's Chubb's wife, but she has her own entity of things that she does.
And she got the shirts and everything.
Yeah, I had my shirt on yesterday. The Rock She Was movement. You know, it just promotes positivity for women. You know, let them know we bosses. You know, we come in this game. We bossing. You know, we showing them. You know, we could be bosses too.
Definitely.
And I have pinkblushhair.
Okay.
I have Musiq Soulchild, the Husel. Who else? I have I just signed DJ Styles NYC. He's a really big DJ out in New York. I just signed him. I'm waiting to sign somebody else. I'm not going to mention, but I want, you know, I have John Ashford from John Ashford Shoes. He's a celebrity shoe designer.
Okay.
I have Olive Sunny.
Okay.
She's co-owner of the Time Shoes in New York, which is very popular. You see them on Love and Hip Hop and everything. We're getting ready to do a big collaboration with Mama D from Love and Hip Hop New York. Who else?
Mama D singing her butt off, man. Mama D singing. What happened? She just got real sanctified and stuff. Like she's like.
Well,
I love her though.
What they're getting ready to do with Mama D now, they're trying to rebrand her. My friend.
I love the new her though.
Bernadette's her publicist from was it KeKe PR, and they're rebranding her so people don't think that she's about being ratchet. You know, reality television shows the size of people, but what I don't like to say is that it depicts people because it doesn't make people do what they do. You're in charge of your own reaction to things, so they can't put something on camera that you didn't do.
Yeah, but I think kind of like they kind of sway you to
right,
do that.
But I get swayed to do things all the time. I get swayed. People trying to sway me to have sex, but I don't gotta go do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it's anybody's fault or not anybody's fault, but I'm saying if you give somebody fuel for the fire, they're gonna use it.
Exactly.
You know, and I know that they chop the stuff and edit it up and all of that
and
stuff.
And they put whatever they
they're gonna put it out how they're gonna put it out, and they don't want her to be depicted in that light because she's so much more than that. And she, you know, she's at the same time she's a mother.
Exactly.
You know, she's still this boy's mother, and no matter how she acts, nobody wants to be disrespected or whatever. But
like Mama D too. And you know, I just love everything that you got going on. Where you see yourself in like, oh, that might be.
That's one of my clients right now.
She's about to go right now and go and do an interview for Musiq Soulchild, so she's setting up for that.
Hello.
And you know, right now we're about to go upstairs because we're also getting ready for
I'm in the lobby. Oh, you said you can come when you get down?
Underground Girls and Hip Hop event, and it's going down.
Okay, I'm coming.
Tonight. And I'm nominated. She just was handling business. Real big PR right there.
Yes.
Real talk.
So, follow me on MoccaStyles. MoccaStyles. You put Mocca.
Google
me.
her. She's Google.
You put MoccaStyles in there. I'm coming up. It's no other Mocca. Somebody did make another MoccaStyles page. Unbelievably. I don't know why people want to like.
They want to copy you.
You know what's so weird to me? When people recognize me, because I don't know why. I'll be like, really? I'm serious. People recognize me on the train, and I'm not a celebrity. I represent them.
Yes.
Kind of a little bit on both ends, but I love the PR.
Definitely.
And shout out to my mother. I love you, Mom. And my sister Elva, and my brother Strudy. I love y'all so much. Oh my God, I love them so much.
Definitely.
I do.
So you know, so how was it? How you think the interview? You know what I'm saying? Interview with Lush Radio Online. You know,
I loved it. You know, I've been waiting to get an interview with Lush Radio because she curved me.
Don't lie.
She curved.
I'm about to pause this real quick. So I'm about to pause this.
I'm gonna try to edit that part out. She curved me. She will curve you.
Pause.
She will curve you.
She's a liar.
She said I was in Hollywood on her. Did you tell me that yesterday?
I was like, I said, Mocca, I want to get you on the show. She just go and like stuff and everything and like stuff, and she don't want to find nothing except for when I asked her about the cardboard thing.
Yeah. I was forgetting that little inbox thing be confusing me. That little DM thing.
So so we was like Instagram, because sometimes when you see people on Instagram, it's different when we see them in person and stuff. So what you think about me? Be honest.
I love it. Me and her, we've been rolling so tough. Like this, instantly. When she said, you MoccaStyles, right? When I looked at it, I kept saying, in my head, I was like, that's Lush Radio. I was thinking that, but I wasn't sure, because I'm like, why would she be in LA? Like, no, putting people in a place.
Yeah.
Then when I realized it was you, but we've been kicking it.
Rolling.
We've been rolling. I ain't gonna tell you, we've been bugging.
We've did some episodes. If
it was a
camera,
eventful weekend.
If the camera was rolling, it would be reality TV right now. But it's your girl Lushylush. I love this girl. She's doing big things, but it's gonna be even more big things. She got some blessings coming for her. Lush Radio Online. It's your girl Lushylush. Shout out to my girl Sandra in the back, doing her thing with the camera. You already know what it is. Salute. I don't do it for me. I do it for you.
And
People's voice. We out.